great minds. Good day to each and every one of you. I welcome you once again to another exciting moment. My name is Godday Ocheme. I am your cybersecurity educator. So today we want to talk about penetration testing or ethical hacking. So we want to look at what ethical hacking or penetration testing is all about. You can call it ethical hacking or you can call it penetration testing. So what is it all about? As a cybersecurity professional or as an aspiring cybersecurity person or enthusiast, you should actually have a good understanding of ethical hacking or penetration testing. So what is penetration testing? So penetration testing is a process of stimulating cyber attack against computer system. The process of stimulating cyber attack against computer system, network, application to identify vulnerability that could be exploited before by attackers. So your function as a penetration tester, as an ethical hacker, is to stimulate a real-time attack against a computer system, a network or application, for you to identify weaknesses or vulnerabilities in that system before a malicious attacker or hacker could do that. The purpose or the primary aim of a penetration testing is to find security weaknesses before malicious actors do. It helps to allow organizations to address these issues or this challenge proactively before a malicious hacker or a malicious attacker could do that. Now there are some things we need to consider in penetration testing or ethical hacking. So please, whenever I say ethical hacking or penetration testing, they are all the same. So I have told you about the roles of penetration tester. The responsibilities of a penetration tester is to identify security weaknesses, exploit them ethically, and provide detailed report to help the organization to improve their security posture. That is the core aim or the core purpose of penetration testing. There are some skills that is required for you to be a successful ethical hacker or a penetration tester. You need to have a strong understanding of networking, system administration, and cyber security principle, along with hands-on experience with tools and techniques used for penetration testing. And this is what we aim to achieve in this course. We will show you how you'll be able. They show you all the experiences, the tools that we can use, and then the techniques that we use to carry out ethical hacking or penetration testing. So we have different types of penetration testing. We have black box penetration testing, we have white box penetration testing, and gray box penetration testing. So what is black box penetration testing? It is a type of penetration testing whereby the penetration tester or the ethical hacker stimulates an attack against a computer, a network, or application without prior knowledge about the network infrastructure or posture of that particular organization or network. So it doesn't have any idea at all about it, and therefore you're just giving a blank, maybe just giving a scope or giving a little detail about what he or she should do, and then he or she started out testing for vulnerability without any other details. So before I go to white, gray box penetration tester or ethical hacking is whereby the penetration tester or ethical hacker have a little knowledge about the network infrastructure or the building of for example, if you are being asked to test for a network, you might have been given a login detail or a login credential, so you have a little knowledge. So white box penetration testing or ethical hacking is when the penetration tester or the ethical hacker has no prior knowledge, has a full knowledge of the 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 network infrastructure of the company or the organization that employ his services, especially if it is an internal penetration tester or ethical hacker. So there are some things that we need to look into. There are some legal or ethical consideration we need to look into when carry out penetration testing. One of it is permission and scope. Permission and scope. As a penetration tester or a cyber security expert or someone who want to go into ethical hacking or penetration testing, we should bear in mind that you must always have a permission, and also hold on to the scope or the boundary in which you have been asked to carry out your testing. So you will not need to go outside your scope or outside your boundaries, and if you do that, they become unethical. So you must have a written permission. You must have a written permission, or even if it is oral, it must be a legal oral or a documented permission, so that you avoid story that touches the heart along the line. So please, permission and scope is important. Secondly is contractual agreement. You must have an agreement. In this agreement, that is why you know about the scope, the objective, and every details that are needed. And also, this is where you also put your own what the requirements and everything that you need to know about the job or about the task at hand. Then you also consider laws and regulations. There are different laws that governs different country, different regions, different organizations. So you must put all those laws into orders or into consideration. The laws and regulations like cyber crime law, data protection law, and so on and so forth. You must also consider industry specific regulation. Different industry has their own regulation. Like in the medical industry has their own regulation, the IT industry has their own regulation. There's a do and don't that you need to put into place or hold in your mind when carry out your penetration testing. Reporting obligation. You should know who you should report to, so that you not report to a wrong person, or so that to avoid giving out legal detail outside to the wrong person. So you should know who you are reporting to. And then the hacker code of ethics. Should do everything in a line with the ethical hacking codes of ethics, by making sure that everything you carry out is being for the purpose of identifying vulnerability. So you must respect privacy. Don't share the information you got from the organization to a third party or to other third party that should not have a legal. Remember that should not have a legal that does not have a legal obligation to access such information. Remember the core of cyber security, or the triad of cyber security, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So whenever you are carrying out your penetration testing or ethical hacking, you should bear these three things in mind. So penetration testing or ethical hacking have different phases. It has different phases, but but I classify it into four. I classify it into pre-attack phase, attack phase, post-attack phase, and reporting. That is what I classify it into: pre-attack phase, attack phase, and post-attack phase and reporting. So under the pre-attack phase is the phase whereby what you need to do before carrying out the main attack. So under the pre-attack phase, we have reconnaissance and information gathering. This is where you gather information and about the network, about the organization, about the individual, and so on and so forth. Gather all the necessary information. Then we have scanning and enumeration. This aspect focuses mostly on vulnerability analysis. This is where you carry out all the vulnerability analysis, checking for weaknesses, checking for and so many other things. So whenever we go into it deeply or fully to each level, we'll talk deeply on that. So we also have the attack phase, which is called exploitation. Exploitation, this is where you carry out the main attack. This is where the main attack is being, or stimulate, this where you stimulate the real attack against the computer system or against the network or the organization that you are carrying out the penetration testing against. So post-exploitation, in post-exploitation we have maintaining access. It is good, it is good that, or it is good that after exploiting you maintain your access, so that you don't need to carry out the same process again from beginning if there's a need for you to actually work on that particular network or computer infrastructure or infrastructure. So another one under post exploitation is covering of track. You must cover your track to be able to cover your track. Then the last part is reporting. Under reporting we talk about documentation and recommendation. You document and also recommend whatever you got, your findings, and then your finding, your vulnerability you have found, and every other thing that you need to document, the tools that you use to carry out your project or to carry out your task, the status, the techniques that you use, and so on, the recommendation, what you are recommending for the organization to do in order to solve their security challenge. So this is what you see under reporting. So thank you so much. Thank you. So this is an overview of ethical penetration testing. So we have different phases. We have talked about what penetration testing is all about, the role or the goal of penetration tester, the role of penetration testing, the goal of a penetration testers, and then the responsibility of penetration tester. We have looked also into the different phases of penetration testing or ethical hacking. We have also look into the ethical consideration or things that we need to consider when carrying out our penetration testing. See you in the next class. Thank you. My name still remains Godday Ocheme. I am cyber security educator. Please stay tuned. Thank you and see you in our next class.